interference with the border with India. We have maintained that position, and that's why I said that it is for the government of the day to respond. But when it comes to our country, whether it's that side or this side, there will be one voice, one view, because we all are Indians first, and it is India first for us, nobody else. But still I will say, Sushma ji, diplomacy must be given a chance. That India should make it clear to the world that we believe in making all possible diplomatic efforts, the various channels of communication that we have, to de-escalate and to de-conflict. That does not mean retreat. That means a negotiated resolution safeguarding and securing India's interests. Sir, the developments on our border with China definitely have had a very adverse and negative impact on the special relationship that has been cultivated by successive governments, by our government, by your government too, when it comes to building a special partnership with the People's Republic of China. That is why there are concerns. The National Security Advisor has been to China. Prime Minister met with the Chinese Prime Minister Xi Jinping in Astana and in Hamburg. Now, we had asked you, Sushma ji, but now since this is being discussed in the Parliament, we said that Prime Minister of India and Chinese President had meaningful discussions on a range of issues. Why did China deny? They rejected it. They said there was no meaningful discussion. There was no discussion. So it is, no, I'm not distrusting. I will trust my government when it comes to meeting. Why should my government make a wrong statement? I will not trivialize this matter. It's a serious matter. But why have they done so? And what is the intent behind it? Other issue. The NSAs have met. I do not expect you to share with us whatever is sensitive, which cannot be shared or brought in public domain. But at least give us an idea. Is there a window opened that this standoff can be resolved? At least that much you can share with us, if nothing else. It would have been better. I am reminded when the situation became tense and the conflict came in 1962, Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji had just written as a member of parliament a letter to Jawaharlal Nehru, requesting him to summon the House Parliament and to debate the matter. Jawaharlal Nehru convened the Indian Parliament, and Atalji spoke there, and Jawaharlal Nehru replied. Here's all this has happened. Prime Minister has not uttered a word, not even once, as to what he talked with Xi Jinping. What is the assurance? Is it our right to know or not? It is our right, and it is his duty to tell us. He cannot avoid that. That we must make it absolutely clear. It's not with due respect that you are saying, but the Prime Minister, when he engages, he cannot remain silent on matters of strategic national interest. Now, before I conclude on China, I have to ask you a question. You have taken a position on One Belt, One Road initiative.
Before you conclude.
No, I will take time. अभी तो बहुत है.
What to do?
इसमें टाइम लिमिट टाइम लिमिट न रखें. ये देश से जुड़ा मामला है, पूरे विश्व से जुड़ा है. चीन, पाकिस्तान, लंका, नेपाल सब खतरा बनता जा रहा है. इसमें कोई टाइम, अब सदन की राय ले लें, इसमें कोई टाइम लिमिट नहीं होना चाहिए. सुषमा जी भी तैयार हैं बैठने के लिए। इसमें आज मैं संसदीय कार्य मंत्री
नहीं, इसमें कोई नहीं,
कोई बिल आए तो आप कल पास करा
Anand Sharma ji,
लेकिन आज
1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
You want me to sit down?
Give me 1 minute.
विदेश मंत्री जी बोल रहे हैं।
See,
उपसभापति जी,
जी,
जो भावना भाई नरेश अग्रवाल ने प्रकट की है, शायद मैं उन्हें बता दूं, मैंने स्वयं सभापति जी को पत्र लिखा और ये कहा कि इस पर बहुत विषय अलग अलग आए हुए हैं, विदेश नीति पर भी आए हुए हैं, इसलिए आप उचित समझें तो चर्चा की अवधि बढ़ा दें। मैं चाहूँगी कि पूरे सांसद जो बात बोलना चाहते हैं वो इस पर बोलें। और मैं आनंद भाई से कहना चाहूँगी, ये पहली बार नहीं है जब चर्चा हुई है। चर्चा एक बार पहले हुई है, उसमें आप भी बोले थे, पवन वर्मा जी भी बोले थे और बाकी हाउस के लोग भी बोले थे और तब भी मैंने जवाब दिया था। नहीं, क्लैरिफिकेशंस अकेले नहीं थे, लेकिन आज जो विदेश नीति पर चर्चा हो रही है, किसी सांसद को रोकने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। वो जितना बोलना चाहें बोले, मैं हर चीज का उत्तर देने के लिए तैयार हूँ। जितने भी प्रश्न यहाँ आएंगे मैं उनका उत्तर देने के लिए तैयार हूँ। आप जितनी चाहे अवधि बढ़ा दें। और मैंने लिखित में सभापति जी को नरेश जी सुबह लिख करके भेजा।
Anand Sharma ji, Anand Sharma ji, give me 1 minute. I told you, give me 1 minute.
It's good exercise for me.
No.
I stand up, then you ask me to sit down. I'll sit down
Yes,
again.
I'll give you. Yes. See, I fully agree with the Honorable Minister, and not only that, she is having a reputation of always giving a reply to everybody. She is having that reputation. But in that case, since the proposal from Anand Sharma, because Congress party's time was only 35 minutes, and Anand Sharma completed 30 minutes. There are 2 more speakers. That's why that is why I stopped. That is my duty. Now listen. Now therefore, the suggestion. Now let me complete. So therefore, I want to your own minister, Mr. Naqvi, your own minister, our own minister, has suggested that there be discussion, and as much as she will reply. Therefore, the House has to take a decision that we will go up to maybe 6 p.m. and bill we may not take today. That is the problem. It is not No.
Sir, I think sir, the objection should be Honorable External Affairs Minister. She has no objection.
Yeah.
She is ready to discuss this issue as long as the honorable members of the parliament would like to discuss this.
Yeah.
So let us carry on.
No,
doesn't matter.
I want the sense of the House also.
Oh, sense of the House.
No.
She's a.
No, let me say.
She represents that.
Let me complete.
She represents.
No. No. Let me. No. See. Said. Yeah. Naresh ji. No. See.
उसके बाद एक ट्रिपल
Naresh ji. Sense of the House doesn't mean sense of one side only. Government also. Now, no. Not the minister. I want, see.
Please.
No, let me complete.
Flow chala gaya.
No. That is not the point. One minister cannot say that. It is the parliamentary affairs minister who is asking me, who is insisting me, and who said in the morning also that one bill is also to be taken up. I want that bill cannot be taken up today. That is all what I am saying. That there should be agreement.
मैं बीच का रास्ता निकालती हूँ क्योंकि पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स मिनिस्टर की अपनी ड्यूटी है बिल्स को पास कराना। आप 6 बजे तक चर्चा चला लें, फिर ट्रिपल आईटी ले लें और मैं जवाब कल दे दूँगी।
सर, अरे सर,
ऐसा कर
नहीं,
ऐसे पास करा दें, ऐसे पास करा दें।
कोई
तो करा ही दो,
ऐसे ही 15 मिनट में हो जाएगा।
तो पहले ही करा
Sir, this was with regard to the timing.
So decide up to what time the discussion.
I have another question to ask. At what time Honorable Prime Minister is going to intervene? So we must know that also.
Yes. No, but what see?
प्रश्न है, जवाब दूंगी। प्राइम मिनिस्टर इंटरवीन नहीं
Pardon?
प्राइम मिनिस्टर इंटरवीन नहीं
Ghulam Nabi ji, there is something called time management. I was proceeding under the impression that it is 2.5 hours. Now you want to extend, but we have to decide up to what time. Then only I can manage the time. Oh, okay. This discussion up to 8 o'clock.
Up to 8 o'clock.
उपसभापति जी 8 बजे तक चाहते हैं तो 8 बजे तक चला लें, बीच में ट्रिपल आईटी पहले पारित करा दो और फिर मैं जवाब कल दे दूंगी।
सर इनका प्रपोजल है कि विदाउट डिस्कशन ट्रिपल आईटी होगा।
ओके,
तो ठीक है,
ऑल राइट,
ठीक।
प्लीज उपसभापति जी, आनंद शर्मा जी के बाद उपसभापति जी, एक मिनट, उपसभापति जी आनंद शर्मा जी के बोलने के बाद ट्रिपल आईटी पारित करा दीजिए बिना डिस्कशन के, और चर्चा 8 बजे तक
चाहिए।
नहीं, अगर रिप्लाई आज होना चाहिए तो 6 बजे चर्चा समाप्त कर दो ताकि 8 तक रिप्लाई हो जाए।
So, no, it's okay. That means
Passing any bill, it is not a
no,
healthy.
I am not bothered about the bill. Up to what time this discussion? I have to manage the time.
Sir, I request the
No,
external minister.
you will be given enough time. Why? That's what I am trying.
The entire
I am only trying to help you.
It's very unfair to the speaker.
No, what are you doing? I am only.
Don't
What is
use
that you
your-
are speaking?
Don't talk to
I am
me
sorry. No, sit down. I am sorry. This kind of comment. I am sorry. You sit down. I was only trying to help you, and you are saying it is unfair. So what is this? No, I don't want such comment. This is very. No. I am sorry. You didn't you should understand my difficulty. No, I have to explain it. This is very short. Making such comments against the chair without thinking of. Yeah, you said it is unfair. That's what I am saying. Who is doing that?
I said I initiated
It is
the
against
debate.
me.
When I'm being repeatedly
Yes.
interrupted, it's not fair to me.
Yeah, that's what I am saying.
Is
You
this
see,
unparliamentary?
you initiated and your party time is total 35 minutes. When you completed 30 minutes, you listen to me. You.
Let's talk with respect. I'm sitting down, I'm not saying anything.
But you have to listen
I'm
to me when
sitting
I
down.
speak to you.
I'm not sitting
You
down.
have to
I'm not
listen
even
to me when I
arguing
speak
with
to
you.
you. No.
The discussion,
I am
sir.
sorry.
Let us resume
No,
the
I am
discussion.
sorry because.
Let us resume the discussion.
I am sorry because Congress party's total time was 35 minutes. See, when we completed 30 minutes, here they have 2 more speakers. So I wanted to give him full time. That is why I asked the House how much we can sit. In order to extend the time. In order to help him only. I did that.
Since we
And
have
you are
already
not extended.
extended
I am
the,
asking you.
since we have extended the
No,
time, so
nobody is
accordingly
saying
the
how.
time of
No,
our party will be also.
No, it
will
is
go up.
not. No, Honorable LOP, each party should get the time. Therefore, you have to say, is it up to 6 p.m. or up to 7 p.m.? Accordingly, I have to divide.
We said up to 8 p.m.
8 p.m. you accept?
8 p.m.
Okay.
we have, so accordingly the time will be rearranged.
No,
सर मैं अभी सर ऑनरेबल एक मिनट ऑनरेबल सुषमा स्वराज जी ने अभी बहुत स्पष्ट कहा है
So if it is up to 8
you said 8 p.m.
6 hours,
Up to what
and
time?
accordingly we will get 1.5
ऑनरेबल
hours.
एलओपी 1 मिनट सुषमा स्वराज जी ने बहुत स्पष्ट कहा है कि जो भी ऑनरेबल मेंबर्स इस इम्पोर्टेंट इशू पे अपने पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहते हैं वो करें उससे अगर जो है वो रात में
Simply say up to what time? This
हमारा
discussion.
रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि 6 बजे तक करिए 7 बजे तक करिए जब तक करिए ये जो एक ट्रिपल आईटी है ये 1-2 मिनट का बिल है और ये एक अमेंडमेंट का है और जैसा कि नरेश जी ने कहा है अगर सदन हाउस है तो इस पे
Okay.
तो ये तो फिर
I think-
5 बजे खत्म करिए
I
5 बजे
think let us.
शॉर्ट ड्यूरेशन डिस्कशन 2 घंटे का है तो
All right.
तो सुषमा जी का बड़ा
ऐसा
point है।
कैसे
वो
कर
कह रही जितना
No,
Each discussion में आप बिल पास कराओगे.
2 घंटे में
I am
खत्म
taking
करिएगा।
it like this.
पार्टीज को टाइम
Sit down, sit down.
2 घंटे में खत्म करिए आप सुषमा
No.
जी का रिप्लाई लीजिए
All of you sit down. I am now, see, I am taking a decision after. Arre, sit down.
चाहते हैं आप कॉलिंग
You sit down, Minister, sit down.
बिजनेस नहीं
Minister,
करने देंगे।
please sit down.
आप सब कुछ चाहेंगे
अरे,
सारी
Minister,
चर्चा
sit
कर लो।
down. Why do you
देश की
create
कर लो,
problem?
विदेश की कर लो
Mr.
लेकिन जो देश
Minister,
का
sit
शरीर
down.
है,
Don't
कमजोर
create
तबके के लिए
problem.
कानून बनना है वो नहीं बनने
Mr.
देंगे।
Minister, sit down. So, Arre, Baba, what is this? Sit down. Arre, Baba. Arre, sit down. Now, please. You see, I asked how much time this should go, this discussion. Nobody gave any proper suggestion, except that Naresh said 8 p.m. 8 p.m. is too long. I am suggesting 6 p.m. Up to 6 p.m. this discussion will go. At 6 p.m. Minister will reply. Agreed? Accordingly, I will allot the time. Okay?
So that bill they have to. एक ही है.
No, after reply we will take the bill.
Just 1 minute, sir. Triple IT
The bill cannot be inserted in between
Triple IT जो
unless the reply is
शुरू हुआ
over.
है, which has already started functioning. We have to enlist in the schedule.
No, we will pass today.
Well, let us
We will
discuss
pass
about the
today.
bill once we
Yeah,
are
we
done
will
with
pass.
this particular
No.
subject.
6 p.m. up to discussion, 6 p.m. Minister reply. After that, the bill. We will go out accordingly. Okay, you please, sir. That is the decision. Change it. No, up to 6.
Thank you.
Up to 6 p.m. you change. Yeah?
Deputy Chairman, sir.
That means discussion. One more.
Before I was asked to sit down, I was completing my observations and concerns on China. I refer to the One Belt, One Road initiative. We are one, both the government and the opposition, when it comes to the sovereignty issues, particularly on the China-Pakistan economic corridor. But at the same time, we have to be mindful how the rest of the world has looked at it. China was able to get our entire neighborhood for the conference. Our strategic partners, Japan, Korea, Russia and America, they all went there because they look at it purely as economic and connectivity. So you should look at it. Given the situation in our neighborhood, how India can assertively protecting its interest, remain engaged, because we were talking of isolating others, we should not isolate ourselves also. So we have to reflect. Nobody can force India, no country, big or small, to support a project which is against India, which is against India's sovereignty. So that is where, of course, we don't want to divide the House on this issue, but we would like to be educated as to whether you have reflected very deeply and talked to all our strategic partners, because it was a matter of concern. Impression was given that Japan, Korea, Russia and America, they understand India's concerns, but all of them went there. That's why our concerns are there, and I have raised it. Sir, our relationship with Nepal is equally critical, equally sensitive. प्रधानमंत्री पहले गए, उनका भव्य स्वागत हुआ, उन्होंने नेपाल की संसद को संबोधित किया, पशुपतिनाथ जी के मंदिर में पूजा करी, चंदन की लकड़ी गई, बड़ा अच्छा सब काम करके आए। पर दूसरे दौरे पर भूकंप आ गया। क्यों आया? वहां की संवेदनशीलता को समझना आवश्यक है सभापति महोदय। देश छोटा हो, पड़ोसी बड़ा हो, छोटा हो, पड़ोसी पड़ोसी है, नेपाल के साथ रिश्ता विशेष महत्व का है, जैसा महत्व हमारा श्रीलंका और बांग्लादेश के साथ भी है। तो हमारा बड़े भाई का एक रवैया नहीं होना चाहिए था। क्या कारण था कि यहां से घोषणा कर दी गई, जो पहली बार हुआ, कि भारत के प्रधानमंत्री अब जाएंगे और वहां पे 3 जनसभाओं को संबोधित करेंगे, जिसमें एक जनकपुर में थी। इतिहास को समझें कि कितनी उसमें नाजुकता है। जनकपुर नाम पे नेपाल में हड़ताल हो गई, जनकपुर में 1 हफ्ते तक बंद हो गया। आपको सारी उपलब्धि जो करके आए थे पहले दौरे की, दूसरे दौरे में जाने से पहले आपने उसको साफ कर दिया, और जो भारत के खिलाफ वहां पे फोर्सेस हैं उनको थोड़ा बढ़ावा मिला। So we must not do something which fuels anti-India sentiments in that country. We know that China has a strong presence and strong interests, and there are elements who are opposed to this very special, privileged partnership between people of India and people of Nepal. Shared history, culture. We have so much in common with Nepal, and we must ensure that nothing is done which actually hurts the sensitivities of an important neighboring country. Sir, I refer to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, after years of conflict, civil war has settled down. We have undertaken a number of projects there, particularly in the Jaffna Peninsula, which this government is taking forward for the rehabilitation of the Tamil people, to rebuild the infrastructure. But we have to handle this relationship again with care and tact to secure also India's interests. Now, what is my concern or India's concern? China, which has taken the Gwadar port, which has developed that port in Pakistan, which has security implications for us, economic implications for us, has taken Colombo port and recently Hambantota port. So from Gwadar to Hambantota, and Maldives is gone. Maldives today, which is a country which was totally under India's influence, today we don't have any influence or any say. So these are national security concerns. These are India's interests get threatened. So how are we addressing this issue, and why Hambantota 100-year lease was given to the Chinese entities by the Sri Lankan government? I'm sure that the government is equally concerned. And we will take measures which will at least ensure that India's interests are neither compromised nor threatened, which they are with these developments. Equally important is Bangladesh, the land boundary agreement, which was signed, stalled for years but signed because we supported the constitutional amendment. But I'm afraid to note that various commitments that were made to Bangladesh or various projects and assistance, those projects have to be taken forward in right earnest. And the assurances given by the Prime Minister and the Government of India and by the previous government must be honored and fulfilled, because it's a question of India's credibility with Bangladesh. And for that matter, all the projects with Nepal, the projects with Sri Lanka, the projects with Bangladesh, we must ensure, particularly the connectivity projects, right up. Bhutan, of course, is there, very important, but luckily that is where the threat is coming, the real push now, where we have a core strategic interest. All those projects must be taken to completion. I'll go beyond that. Other commitments that we have made. We have made commitments to Africa. You had the India-Africa Forum Summit. Equally important. Have the status. See where we are. $10 billion we announced. So there should be evaluation. Country-wise evaluation. So that our partner countries, our neighbors in particular, are fully assured that India means what it commits itself to. Sir, that's why I'd said that we will play a meaningful regional and global role only if we manage our neighborhood correctly. So Russia is a time-tested friend, not neighborhood, but extended neighborhood. Russia has stood with India in challenging times. When India was threatened, Russia stood by us when there were sanctions against India. Nuclear sanctions were there. They supported our space, our program, our nuclear program. The defense cooperation with Russia has always been important. Of late, sir, this special strategic partnership is being weakened. We would like the minister to tell us and to assure, because the tendency we see to undervalue India-Russia relationship is not a healthy development. And I earlier alluded to the disturbing development of Russia-Pakistan defense agreement. So these are our serious concerns, because that will be to India's detriment. I will straightaway now come to an important strategic partner, a major power of the world, the United States of America. So strengthening of the Indo-US strategic partnership has been a conscious policy that was pursued by the UPA government despite strong opposition. Because we saw that this partnership between two biggest democracies of the world is important. Because we have to ensure balance when we engage with the world. We cannot engage with a truncated globe. We cannot ignore major powers of the world. And we were able to take forward, despite all challenges, including the challenge to the very survival of the UPA government in 2008 July, the Indo-US nuclear agreement. Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, who is here, had the wisdom to steer it and accept that challenge, because we saw India's long-term national interest to end India's exclusion from the global mainstream, to join the nuclear mainstream. And not only that agreement was signed, but we also got an unconditional, open-ended NSG waiver. Let me remind this House, today the question is of India applying and not getting a membership of the NSG. I will say, with full sense of responsibility, this government has mishandled the NSG issue and India's membership. We could get the waiver. You should have been sure of, after talking to China, not assuming that there will not be a veto by China when India applies for the membership. We support the India's application, but I have said that it could have been handled better. Unfortunately, it was not. Our Prime Minister has made 5 visits. We have concerns. There's, of course, the domestic developments we don't talk about, but there is a visible, some kind of instability and turmoil there also after the change from Barack Obama to President Donald Trump. Now, PM has not told us, except the joint statements which come, कि बातचीत क्या हुई, उनके और ट्रंप के बीच में क्या बातचीत हुई, प्रेसिडेंट ट्रंप. जो joint statement है वो हमने देख लिया. I would ask the straight question, what have we achieved? We have critical interests, economic interests, security interests, defense